Good morning, guys. It's Cole, Kentucky Powersports. I got something new I want to talk to you this morning about. Last year, Honda introduced the Honda Talon. Immediately, we had customers start asking about a four-seater version. And with the huge success they had with the Talon, Honda did just that. What we have here in front of you is the 2020 Honda Talon four-seater. They have a couple different models out. This particular one happens to be the live valve version. So I'm gonna go over you, tell you a couple different specs about it, a couple things that are different between this and the two-seaters. Let's take a look at it. So the first thing we'll talk about is the suspension that's on the X models. As everybody knows, in 2019, the two-seaters came in an X and they came in an R version. Well, the four-seater suspensions are based around the X models. They have 14.5 inches of wheel travel in the front, 15 in the rear. So if anybody knows what the X is about, this is going to be very similar as far as suspensions wise. Still comes with the same tire and wheel setup, 28-inch maxes. They work good on the two-seaters. I think they're going to work good on the four-seaters as well. So one of the things I want to talk about first is the wheelbase and how much that matters when you're riding. Some of you other guys have probably had four-seaters in other brands. So if you have, you understand that how much better the four-seaters ride than a standard two-seater. They're just so much longer and smoother. Being that Honda is an automotive company as well, they have a lot of technology that some of the other manufacturers just don't have, they don't have access to. This comes with a 116-inch wheelbase. It's 64 inches wide. So the guys on the East Coast around here, everybody knows that the 64-inch width is pretty standard. Honda didn't shy away from that. They put it right in with everything else. Like I said, the 116-inch wheelbase is perfect for riding. The front to back percentages, Honda has got it at a 44% front, 56% rear. They got that information from some of the race car teams about how weight distribution, and from the feedback that we've got, it's almost made this drive perfect. I know most of you wondering how much room's in the rear. Well, I'm 6'3". I fit here. If I hold my knees in the center, I do hit a little bit, but as far as sides, your toes tuck underneath the front seats, there is room. It's not bad. What Honda has done to make the ride in the rear better is they've incorporated stadium seating, as they call it. What that is the seats are a little closer in the middle and they ride a little higher than the front seats, so you can pretty much see over their inside shoulder, and it gives the people in the rear a better view so they can enjoy the ride, without being back here tucked in the corner, as per se. Like I said before, this is the Fox live valve version. They do make two different models. They make a base model, and then they make, of course, this one. Along with the custom powder-coated chassis and the nice graphics, there is some performance advantages on this model, namely in the shock setup. Honda has put Fox 2.5 podiums on all four corners. They are QS3 adjustable, but what makes them special and different is they have the live valve feature. What that means is that they are computer controlled. Every shock dampening system is controlled independently from each other. They have a computer system. When you hit bumps and you hit rocks and jumps, etc., it can make changes in the compression up to 16 times a second. That is next generation stuff. The ride on it is tremendous. Being able to adjust on its own for every type of riding terrain and situation makes this a game changer for Honda. Okay, so sitting in the cockpit, it feels exactly the same as any two-seater Talon model you may have sit in. There is a couple key features in here, especially on the live valve model that you haven't seen to this point. So I'm gonna go over with you. First is your shock switches here. You can, with it being the live valve model, you can switch between normal and sport mode on your shocks. Sport mode, of course, as you can guess, speeds up the dampening on it and makes it a little more performance oriented. Right here is a screen that's going to show which mode your shocks are in, and it's going to show a couple other settings I'm going to talk about now. Okay, so the center console is going to be very similar to what you're used to on the other Talons. It's got, your two-wheel drive and your full four-wheel drive selection. It's got your automatic and manual selectors along with sport mode, which is the same as your other Talon models. It also has the hill start that you guys have seemed to really like. But what's special about the live valve is it has launch mode. Launch mode is essentially the same thing as a full-on clutch drop in a sports car. So you simply select the launch mode, you pull your paddle shifters in, you'll have an indicator that lights up on your dash. You drop your pedals and off you go, man. If you're into drag racing or you need that sudden launch of power, that's going to be the thing that really makes this performance feature you guys is going to like. So the Talon 4 is going to appeal to a couple of different buyers. One namely being the guy that wants the performance shocks and the launch mode and is looking for that next generation of Honda Talon. The second person is going to be the family, say, hey, I like a Talon, but I got a whole family to take. Well, this one's going to be your model. If not this one, then maybe the base model, which is every bit as good as this one. So if you've thought about a 4-seater, you're interested in a 4-seater, we're going to have both of them here on the showroom where you can see. So come down to Kentucky Powersports, see me, see Tom. We'll get you set up in the 2020 Honda Talon 4.